Right now, like hitting a moving target, we're working on nonstop to figure out where snow will hit Wisconsin over the weekend and who may not see much at all.
Also boosting the market for boosters. The government approves extra shots for some teenagers, but plenty of eligible people haven't stepped up yet.
Plus, feeling like a trend, police arrest a man for sexual assault on the UW campus, but it is far from his first case of this kind. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A storm system certain to dump snow somewhere across the upper Midwest this weekend. It's a little closer tonight, and we're getting closer to nailing down who will actually see snow.
Let's get a look at the latest forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio. Gary?
Well, we've been keeping an eye on the storm for the last couple of days. Things are starting to become a little more clear now. Let's start out by taking a look and see what's happening on Doppler track. We had some light snow this morning mixed with a little rain, but most of that is to our north and to our east, and southern Wisconsin right now is pretty much precipitation free. In fact, skies are partly cloudy right now in the backyard. Temperatures are in the upper 30s here in the Madison area, 39 in Janesville, a little colder up to the north. Wind chills right now really not much of a factor because the winds are pretty light, but those winds will pick up out of the northeast tomorrow, and we'll see some rain changing to snow in Madison and areas to the southeast tomorrow night, but areas north and west will see mainly snow, and that's where the heavier totals could be. There could be some amounts in excess of 6 inches, say north of Camp Douglas, with maybe 3 to 6 inches toward the Dells, and then maybe 2 or 3 inches north and west parts of Dane County to around an inch from Madison on toward the south and east. But again, it's very difficult to pin down exactly who's going to get what. There also could be some minor ice accumulations too, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Winter weather advisories have been issued for Crawford and Richland counties, and winter storm warnings for Juneau and Adams counties from noon tomorrow until 6 a.m. Saturday morning. Look for quiet conditions overnight. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the mid to upper 20s. Then rain develops in the Madison area tomorrow afternoon with a high of 38. But again, that mixes with and changes the snow eventually north and west of Madison. I'll have more on this storm in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Teenagers 16 and 17 can now get their COVID booster shots after a long-awaited FDA approval. Bradley Blackburn has the details.
The FDA has expanded eligibility for Pfizer's COVID booster shot to 16 and 17-year-olds.
Got vaccinated 6 months ago. Get your booster right away. We're seeing a lot more Americans do just that.
Only 26% of eligible Americans have gotten the booster so far. Just over 24% of those who can get the vaccine haven't gotten a single dose. President Biden held a meeting with his COVID-19 response team to talk about how to handle the new Omicron variant spreading around the country.
We've got a lot of work to do, but we're going to get through this.
Here in New York, the governor announced 6 more cases of the Omicron variant, bringing the total to 20 in the state.
However, we expect these numbers to continue to rise. And at this point, we are prepared to say what we have is community spread. It is not coming from people who have traveled. It is being spread in the communities.
The Delta variant is still dominant in the U.S. 4 states, Maine, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Vermont, are currently seeing record hospitalizations. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The booster shot is now approved for 4 million more teenagers.
We're seeing another possible pandemic consequence: eating disorders among children and teens. Researchers at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Ohio say cases rose from 24 to 40 cases per month at pediatric hospitals. Hospitalizations also rose from 7 to 20 per month. Signs to be aware of include weight loss, isolation, extra workouts, and kids cutting out entire food groups from their diet. Doctors say many factors are likely causing that trend.
We had a lot of patients who, because they had uninterrupted ability to limit their eating, they had uninterrupted ability to exercise, and because adults were going through the same changes that kids were, there weren't as many eyes on oftentimes.
If you're concerned about your child, you should reach out to your pediatrician.
Right now, millions of people across the country are enrolling in health care programs for next year. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid reported a record number of people taking advantage of subsidized plans through the Affordable Care Act. More than 4.5 million people have already signed up. That is a 5 to 20% jump for each state compared to last year. People who want want coverage to begin on January 1st must select a policy by December 15th.
A 34-year-old Madison man is free on bail tonight after being arrested for a third-degree sexual assault earlier this week.
Robin Perkins, a former UW-Madison student, is accused of assaulting another person at his apartment in Eagle Heights. But as Naomi Coles explains, it is not the first time. Naomi?
That, by the way, is why we are identifying him. Even though he hasn't been charged yet in this case, a string of 5 sexual incidents started back in August of this year when Perkins visits the college club and gets introduced there to a group of friends. Court records trace his story from there. He ends up at their home much later that same night, where one of them has passed out asleep on the couch. The victim told police he had had a lot to drink. Perkins is accused of assaulting him with a second-degree sexual assault of an unconscious victim charge. He later told the victim, "I'm sorry, I was drunk." But the charges don't stop there. Next month, September, a victim says he started sexually harassing him at a Monroe Street gym in the locker rooms. The victim says he did it again the following month with inappropriate behaviors. For those incidents, he's charged with lewd and lascivious behavior. Finally, last month in Sauk County, Perkins was cited and fined for a 4th-degree sexual assault. Finally, last month, he was fined and cited for that sexual assault, and now for each of these incidents where he was jailed, he was released on small signature bonds.
Naomi, thank you. And testimony continued today in the trial of former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, who is charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. Wright's girlfriend took the stand today. She was in the car when the incident occurred and says she was the only one who tried to help Wright after he was shot.
I was trying to push on his chest and call his name. And he wasn't answering me. He was just gasping, like just take breaths of air. So.
Potter says the shooting was an accident, that she thought she was holding her taser. She's expected to testify in her own defense next week.
New York's Attorney General wants to depose former President Donald Trump. Letitia James has requested the former president sit for a deposition by January 7th. Prosecutors want to know if the Trump organization manipulated the value of its properties. A spokesperson for the Trump organization accused James of trying to boost her political ambitions, calling the investigation a witch hunt.
It is a new plan to make the next generation smoke-free. New Zealand working on a law that would ban smoking for anyone born after 2008 for life. The minimum age to buy cigarettes will keep rising each year. The lifetime ban is expected to take effect next year. The country's government says vaping will still be allowed.
Employees at a Madison area software company are walking off the job in protest of recent layoffs. More than 30 people at Raven Software in Middleton walked out yesterday. They say they're upset after a dozen quality assurance testers were laid off without warning. Activision, owner of the company, says the layoffs were not due to performance issues. Employees plan to continue the walkouts until the company gives those who were let go full-time positions. An online ordering system isn't just convenient, it's restoring a sense of control for people in Dane County who need a little boost. River Food Pantry offers what's called e-pantry. Once a month, households have the option to order their groceries online. People have used it more than 450 times since it started in August. The e-pantry coordinator says it's important to give people options, especially those with certain dietary needs.
We have a lot of gluten-free households, people who, don't eat pork or other dietary restrictions, so we try and pack culturally inclusive foods here, or stock culturally inclusive foods here on the e-pantry, as well as, low sodium, things like that, to help meet some of those dietary needs.
River Food Pantry serves all of Dane County. This week, they served a record 63 households. If you would like to try to help, the pantry is always looking for volunteers and food or monetary donations.
Operation Fresh Start, celebrating the completion of a home renovation in East Madison. The group partnered with the Madison Area Community Land Trust to host the open house. MACLT bought the home from a seller who wanted to give back to the community by offering affordable housing.
Project is deeply important to me because it's the first home that Madison Area Community Land Trust has brought into the Community Land Trust in 5 years. And it marks a new beginning for us to increase the homes that are permanently affordable in Madison, and it gives us momentum. So thank you.
Young adults at Operation Fresh Start use their construction skills to work on the home. Leaders say the project also helped participants build their confidence and self-worth. Madison College students are getting into the holiday spirit.
Coming up next at 5, a closer look at their unique gingerbread creations. And then later at 6, dozens of families now find themselves out thousands of dollars after booking a local fencing company. Details as we continue our Call for Action week. That's coming up at 6.
Red numbers in Thursday trading on Wall Street. The Dow marginally down, just 0.06 of a point. The Nasdaq tumbles almost 270. The S&P down 34. We'll be right back.
The holidays brought a great gift this year. It's my Rogan's receipt. Next time, with the receipt, my purchase will be half price. Maybe some new boots.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
If your bathroom is dull and outdated, then it's time for a change. Call Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for high-quality baths, showers, and walk-in tubs installed in as little as 1 day. Infused with Microban to prevent bacteria, mold, and mildew. Call Mad City Baths now for our year-end blowout sale. 75% off installation on a new bath or shower. No interest and no payments for 18 months. Look at the bonus. 75% off select upgrades. And if you call right now, we have a nice gift for you. A $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. It's our year-end blowout sale. Check us out at madcitybaths.com. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true, with diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take control of your sight.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
The season for dress and casual boots is here, and Rogan's has your next pair. Savings with 20% off the best name brands. Get the latest trends today and save at Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
It's Call for Action week here at News 3 Now. Tonight at 6, see how our team took action to help out a local couple in their dealings with an area fence company.
Also, tips for winterizing your car so you can stay safe on the road on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A verdict has been reached in the trial of actor Jussie Smollett. The court still waiting on Smollett to arrive at the courthouse to read that verdict. He is facing charges for allegedly staging a hate crime against himself and then lying to police about it. The former Empire actor faces up to 3 years in prison, but law experts say he will likely be placed on probation and then ordered to complete community service. Unemployment claims just hit a 52-week low. That's great news if you're looking for a job, but more of a challenge if you're looking to hire.
Isabel Rosales explains why job seekers could reap the benefits.
Promising signs of economic recovery, fueling optimism. Fewer Americans filing for unemployment benefits. At 184,000 claims last week, it's the lowest since 1969.
Right now, you are seeing the tightest labor market ever. That's not hyperbole. That's a measurable fact.
Meaning employers are competing to hire while workers have all the leverage.
a lot of the jobs that are struggling to hire right now are jobs that require daily interaction with the general population. And those jobs were already sort of low satisfaction jobs prior to COVID.
As of October, 11 million jobs still open. To attract workers, wages may see a boost. An economic think tank predicting base pay may go up by an average of nearly 4%, following a national survey of employers. It's the largest projected one-year hike since 2008. Prices at the pump ticking lower and likely to drop below $3 in 2022. A glimmer of hope I see. A persistent supply chain mess has been contributing to historic levels of inflation.
Hustle, scramble. You know, we're New Yorkers. We've been scrambling and hustling for 2 years now.
Now, shipping prices are falling, and epic port congestion is easing. America's biggest bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, predicts full global recovery for 2022. Forecasting growth in the stock market and consumers and businesses cracking open their wallets. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Madison College. Students at the Baking and Decorative Arts kitchens in the culinary program put the finishing touches on their gingerbread houses earlier today. They baked the houses using similar templates 3 weeks ago, but each one now has its own unique design and landscape.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with your forecast. Gary?
Well, we continue to watch the winter storm system for tomorrow night and Saturday morning. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for dry weather for tonight and tomorrow morning. We're not looking for the precipitation to start until sometime mid to late afternoon tomorrow, but it'll start in the form of rain here in Madison and then maybe mixed with or change to snow by early on Saturday morning. Areas north and west of Madison will see mainly snow, and that's where the accumulations will be a little bit higher. But we're still looking for a quick change to mild weather with record high temperatures by Wednesday. In fact, I've got a high temperature of 56. That would break the record high temperature by 4 degrees, and it's rare that you would predict that big of a change in a forecast or something so unusual a week out, but that's exactly what it's looking at like. But we do have an alert day in the forecast, mainly for tomorrow night into Saturday morning for that snow north of Madison and a mix to change to snow from Madison southward during that time period. Now, we had some light snow earlier today. That has moved off to the northeast. As we take a look at future track, skies have actually cleared out a little bit this evening, but the clouds will start coming in back ahead of that next system tonight. Now, as we head into tomorrow, again, this is 6 a.m., we're looking at dry conditions through the morning, but here comes the precipitation. This is 6 p.m., and you can see mainly rain in Madison and areas to the south, but a wintry mix somewhere around the Wisconsin River, maybe a little bit north of there, and then mainly snow north of the Dells. So that's where the accumulations will be highest because they'll see mainly snow through this whole event. But notice as we go through late Friday night into early Saturday morning, that changeover from rain to snow or a mix of types of precipitation to snow starts occurring everywhere. So I think even in the Madison area and areas to the south, we probably will still see some minor snow accumulations because we'll have a period of snow in the morning before that tapers down to flurries. Then the system heads off to the east, skies clear out, and look what happens by Sunday. Those winds already shift to the south, and that starts fueling the warm-up that'll take us through at least the first half of next week. Now, as far as what we're predicting for snow, right now, about a 1 to 3 inch snowfall for much of our viewing area, basically from about Dane County southward. The 2 or 3 inch amounts, maybe northwestern Dane County, with maybe a 1 to 2 inch amount from south and east of Madison. But again, you know, trying to predict down to an inch and, you know, a couple of miles, very difficult. But the farther north and west you go, generally the heavier the snow will be. So maybe about a 3 to 6 inch amount toward the Dells, and maybe some 6 to 9 inch amounts in northern Juneau and Adams counties, where there are winter storm warnings in effect there. Now, as we take a look at the advisories, winter storm warnings in effect for Juneau and Adams counties, and winter weather advisories for Crawford and Richland County. This is from noon tomorrow through 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So a little bit closer to home. Here are those advisories. Again, winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories north and west of the Wisconsin River for tomorrow afternoon through Saturday morning. Look for a high tomorrow of 38 degrees with rain developing by late afternoon, but again, that'll be mixing with and changing to snow well north of Madison. Beginning tomorrow afternoon, here comes the rain, but you can see where that mixes, where temperatures are right around freezing near the Dells. Then overnight, that starts changing over to snow just about everywhere. as the back part of the storm moves on through, and then we clear out on Saturday. Snowfall amounts 1 to 3 inches most areas, 3 to 6 inches up toward the Dells, and maybe some heavier amounts northern portions of Juneau and Adams counties up toward La Crosse and into central Wisconsin, all that area under winter storm warnings as well. There also could be some light freezing rain. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. There could be some minor icing conditions in that transition zone as we go from rain back over to snow. Otherwise, once the system pulls on out, look for temperatures to warm up into the lower 40s on Sunday, mid-40s Monday, upper 40s on Tuesday, and then there's that record high of 56 on Wednesday with some rain showers and windy conditions. Temperatures turn colder by Thursday afternoon, and then we're back closer to normal by the end of the week into the following weekend with maybe some rain or snow showers by Sunday afternoon. As we check out first warn traffic right now, the Beltline looking pretty good. Well, it was a couple of minutes ago. This is the Beltline over at Park Street, and you can see now in the eastbound direction, we're starting to see some delays there, and they are just starting to show up here, basically in both directions on the Beltline between about Fish Hatchery Road and Park Street. Right now, 21 minutes on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, or westbound direction, eastbound, about a 17-minute commute. 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990. Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 is 16 minutes. Downtown to Sun Prairie will take you 19 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, and did you figure out where your snow brush, your ice scrapers, all that stuff is? You haven't needed them for 8 months, but now is the time to find them. We know you live in Wisconsin. We know you know these things, but AAA always has this reminder, pack in your car safety kit before the first snowstorm. We're talking some snacks, water, jumper cables, maybe some kitty litter for traction if you get stuck. They also want you to check tire pressure and tread depth, but there is a key thing you don't want to run out of during a storm: windshield washer fluid.
Visibility is really key. You know, anytime that you're driving, especially so during inclement weather, when there's ice on the ground and snow on the ground, making sure that you can see out the windshield, as well as, you know, as I said earlier, clearing off all your windows so that you have that 360 degrees of visibility.
So, Susan, not just a little hole in the ice so you can see out the windshield, the whole thing. One other piece of advice, perhaps the most important: stay in your vehicle. If you do get in some kind of accident and get in a crash, don't risk getting hit. Just stay in your vehicle, keep the seatbelt on, and make a call for help.
Up next at 5, a closer look at the life and legacy of Senator Bob Dole.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The most used room in your home is probably your bathroom. So when it comes to updating that space, you want it done right. Mad City Baths is a sure choice for durable, beautiful bath and shower designs installed in as little as 1 day.
Now the bathroom looks much more kind of bright and clean and updated.
Call now during our year-end blowout sale. 75% off installation on a new bath or shower. No interest and no payments for 18 months. And a bonus, 75% off select upgrades. And if you call right now, you're going to receive a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. It's our year-end blowout sale at Mad City Baths. Check us out online, madcitybaths.com. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466, madcitybaths.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And when we first released Plexiderm, our mission was to help people reduce the appearance of their wrinkles and under eye bags in minutes with a simple serum. After 2 years of reading thousands of reviews, I realized Plexiderm changes people on the inside. It improves their lives dramatically.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. That was me a couple of years ago when I first tried Plexiderm. I think it just exuded this confidence. Really, there are no other options. Plexiderm is the only thing that works. It was life-changing. It was the best decision I ever made. Still using it.
The Plexiderm effect is more than shrinking under eye bags from view. It's more than getting rid of the appearance of crow's feet. It's more than saying goodbye to the look of those 11 lines between your eyes. The real effect of Plexiderm is self-confidence. It's celebrating this holiday season with friends and family, knowing that you look and feel your best. So join us in 2021 and take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel great.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside.
Take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and see real results. Guaranteed. Try it for only $14.95 this holiday season at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Again, to some breaking news. Actor Jussie Smollett has been found guilty of all 3 charges against him. Smollett faced charges for staging a hate crime on himself, lying to police about it. The former Empire actor faces up to 3 years in prison.
President Biden gathered with congressional leaders today to honor Senator Bob Dole.
Dole currently lying in state at the nation's capital. Stacey Lynn reflects on his life and legacy.
Bob Dole loved this Capitol.
President Biden joined congressional leaders in the Capitol Rotunda to pay tribute to Senator Bob Dole.
It's hard to think of anyone who was more worthy to have a flag draped over his coffin because of his great patriotism to our country.
Over the course of 3 decades, Dole served in both the House and Senate, earning a reputation as a deal-maker who prioritized principles over party.
Bob never hesitated to work with Democrats to get things done.
He overcame disabling war wounds he suffered while serving in World War II. His debilitating experience inspired him to push for the Americans with Disabilities Act and to champion other humanitarian issues.
The real engine behind Bob's 98 remarkable years was his love. His love for Elizabeth and for Robin, for public service, for Kansas, and for America.
President Biden, who served alongside Dole in the Senate, read from his final message to the country before challenging lawmakers to come together.
I've always served my country best when I did it so first and foremost as an American. The truth of the matter is, as divided as we are, the only way forward for democracy is unity.
Dole's funeral will take place Friday at the Washington National Cathedral ahead of a final farewell service Saturday in his home state of Kansas. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden ordered flags to fly at half-staff today in honor of the late senator.
Gary will have a final look at your first warn forecast when we return.
Mad City Baths offers a double lifetime labor warranty on all of our bath and shower designs, including walk-in and barrier-free showers, even walk-in tubs. Plus, surfaces remain clean and fresh longer with microban protection. Pick up the phone and call now here in Mad City Baths and take advantage of our year-end blowout sale. 75% off installation on a new bath or shower. No interest and no payments for 18 months. The bonus, 75% off select upgrades. Last chance to call in now to get the $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Remember, it's our year-end blowout sale. Check us out online. A lot of folks doing that. Don't you miss out. It's madcitybaths.com. Call now for the free gift with your in-home estimate. Throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources.
no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Create the bathroom of your dreams with help from Menards. U-Tile creates innovative shower kits that come in a variety of colors, textures, and stylish patterns. Save big on U-Tile shower kits. Finish your bathroom remodel with a vanity from Magic Woods. With many sophisticated styles, it's easy to find one to match your decor. The Allerton Vanity is $569.99 on sale. Vanity top and faucet sold separately. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards. If you like Oreos and wine, this next story is for you. Oreo and Barefoot Wine have teamed up to make a cookie-flavored wine. The wine includes flavors of chocolate and cookies and cream with notes of oak. You can buy 2 bottles of the wine and a pack of Oreo Thins for $24.99. The products are available online while supplies last. Go quickly.
Let's get a final check on the weather now with Gary.
Well, the snow that we had earlier today has shifted off to the northeast into Michigan. We're waiting for the next system to affect us about this time tomorrow. Temperatures are in the upper 30s in Madison and Janesville, a little colder up to the north, but there are winter storm warnings for Juneau and Adams counties and winter weather advisories for Crawford and Richland County from noon tomorrow until 6 a.m. Saturday morning. Here's the snowfall potential. A wide swath of 1 to perhaps as much as 2 or 3 inches over Madison and areas to the south and east, but heavier totals as you head up toward the Dells and especially into central Wisconsin. There also could be some light freezing rain icing as well. Look for temperatures to climb to a high of about 38 for tomorrow, and then that wintry mix followed by a warm-up next week.
We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.